I need to make the medical school. Yeah, that was pretty bad. You lost faith. That's fair. No, it's definitely a dumpster fire, but my issue is I can't see myself doing anything other than, like, medicine. I've been this way my whole life. Like, even as, like, a child, I knew I wanted to be in healthcare, but I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself to even, you know, try for med school back in the day. Which is why I went with nursing initially, but I've developed a lot more confidence in myself, and that maybe I do have a brain and ability to fire my neurons to form coherent thoughts, which maybe watching this stream you might disagree given all the weird shit I go on rants about, but you're natural, so you can see it. Okay, that's fair, because my whole thing is, like, I get everyone's like, oh, don't become a doctor, don't become a nurse, all that stuff. I legitimately, like, if I didn't become a nurse or, like, work to become a doctor, I don't know what I would do, frankly. Brother! Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Live, girl. Alright, we're good. I'm gonna try to get... That medic looks kind of free to play. Can I... Oh, Brendan! I was seconds away from backstabbing you. Oh, no! We got roasted by Larry. My buddy Larry, his name is Pyro, who's playing every class but Pyro. Yeah, the mental stimulation. I like the problem solving. I like the skills. I like the knowledge. I just like learning about health and anatomy and the human body. I'm so fascinated by it. And everything that goes along with that. Become a combat medic? Look, alright, here's my plan. I become TF2 famous. I'm making a medical school. And I ask the guy that voices the medic to come to my white coat ceremony. There we go. Isn't it like Robert Atkin? I'm trying to think what his name is. It's something... I don't remember what his name is off the top of my head. I don't want to fuck it up. I do like the adrenaline of a code. That is true. Oh. Ow! Oh, we were so fucking close to getting a Matador there. Would you guys come to my white... Look, guys, when I get into Harvard Medical School, will you guys come to my white coat ceremony? I mean, you do. You get adrenaline from Code Blues. Like... I don't know if it's bad to say, but doing CPR is an adrenaline rush. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, my heart beats at like 200 beats per minute. I feel like literally everything in my body is just, there's not much more of an adrenaline rush I can imagine than doing successful CPR, which I've been a part of. No, Larry! I mean, the only thing that comes close to saving a life via CPR is getting a godlike on TF2 as spy. I would say my two achievements: successfully reviving somebody whose heart stopped and getting a godlike on TF2 as spy. The two things I'm proud of. Yeah, I've been on the Code Blue team before. I won some... It was near the end of a shift. It was about 6:40 a.m. So it's near the end of shift. My two patients were fine. And a Code Blue. And for those of y'all who are non-medical listening, a Code Blue is, it means somebody's heart has stopped. They are dead, right? They're dead. And you need to resuscitate them via CPR, like chest compressions, you know, the ambu bag, the airway, all that stuff, injecting epinephrine, electrocuting their heart, shit like that. That's what a Code Blue is. So it's like, it's fucking showtime when that hits. Oh, we got this Pyro. And like I said, they called a Code Blue for the regular hospital floor. I'm an ICU nurse, so I tagged along with the rapid response nurse, slapped the Lucas device on my back, and booked it across the hospital with the fucking Lucas device. Oh, we got fell in love finally. That was a good backstab on you. And like, when you show up as like the ICU Code Blue team to a code, it's literally like, let's rock and roll, people. It's definitely, there's like a, There's like a meme in healthcare about like when it's somebody else's patient who's coding, and it's like everyone's rocking the room like, what's up, people? Are we ready to rock and roll? Versus when it's your patient and it's like you having a nervous breakdown and hyperventilating. And after experiencing my first oh no, I couldn't corner stab. I really gotta practice my corner stabs. Yeah, when you're the primary nurse and it's your patient that codes, you definitely are like, I'm gonna code. Dude, I still can't get over. I know I told TJ that my deals of my first code where I was the primary nurse. I went up to it. You know what helped me though was like a week after my patient died, where I was the primary. I went up to the nurse when we went to the floor, and I went to her. I'm like, look, you're gonna look back at this and think of like, what could I have done to prevent? And I go, look, you did your best. As soon as you noticed something was wrong, you called for help. You did everything. And I go, you're not gonna blame anything on yourself. Sometimes people just die. And like, I made sure I told him like, you're a great nurse. You were great. You know, it's not your fault. Cause like I'm gonna be dead ass. Like, I took care of this patient, right? Who was, their prognosis for the last 3 days was certain death, right? They were very, very, very sick, dying of sepsis. And we kind of talked about sepsis earlier. And this patient, like I said, we all knew that they were going to die, and family didn't want to go comfort care. And I was just the one that was handed the hot potato, pretty much, you know, whatever you want to call it, because I was told like they were shocked that the patient was still alive. They were already not looking very good. And even after that experience, like going into it knowing that this patient, there was nothing we could do for the patient at this point. We had maxed out on treatment. I still wanted to be like, oh my God, what if I did? I literally started like telling myself, what if I started CPR too soon? What if they actually had, like, the patient didn't have a pulse? I literally went back through the EKG and saw them fucking flatline, and still was like, oh my God, but what if they did have a pulse? When I'm trained to just start CPR if I'm even like unsure. Yeah, so yes, when you're maxed on pressors and shit. But anyway, that was just a little tangent, little experience to the gummy life. Public defender hospice. Oh, they Ubered. Oh, he wants me dead. I was hoping I was gonna be able to swoosh out of there in time. Tragedy. Well, exactly, fall in love. You can't blame yourself for it, but I think it's human nature to want to blame yourself or be like, what if I could have done something better? Yeah, no, so I want to be very clear. I don't blame myself for it. It's just like, it sucks, because it was like, I literally had like the perfect storm, right? Like, they were septic on pressors, they were already intubated, they were in multi-system organ failure. Family didn't want us to start CRRT because they were gonna code if we did start CRRT. They were in DIC, actually, we later found out, which, if you guys know about, we've talked about the dick on my stream before. I'm not gonna give a crash course in DIC right now, but if y'all know what DIC is, y'all know that shit's fatal. I've yet to see anyone survive fucking DIC. So, and no, we're not supposed to call it dick, by the way. DIC, please. Yeah, no, dying was definitely the best. Like, I even went up to the rapid response nurse at the start of my shift, and I was like, yo, this patient's gonna die. Like, he's gonna code, look him up. Oh! Wait, this guy's named Edward, and my knife is named the Edward Cullen. So, yeah, I feel that, TJ. I had a really nice moment where, I don't know if it was a nice moment, but we did one round of compressions on, like, a fucking 97-year-old. And, I went up to the son, and I was like, yo, is this like, I'm like, you know, their heart stopped. I was explaining what was happening, and they're like, you know, I don't think they would have wanted this. And we immediately stopped resuscitation after one round of CPR, and I'm very proud of myself for advocating for that patient in that way. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, damn it. I really wanted to try to get a matador. Because sometimes part of my job is advocating to let people... I think... Oh, God. We're getting into that. Is this too tragic for anybody? If anyone's listening, if you want us to go to a different conversation, feel free to speak up. This is a group conversation we're having here and discussing healthcare and all that. I am a trauma ICU nurse, so when I talk about my job, it tends to be a little... I don't know what's too much for people. No, you're so good, TJ. I just want to open the floor to anybody listening. If we're getting like a little too much, feel free to just say, hey, it's a little too much. I'm more than happy to... The secret assistant... That was like the time... Oh, what is she doing? You trying to trick stab me? Aw, he knifed me. That was like the time we were talking about methylene blue, and the only times I've seen methylene blue given were patients maxed on pressors that died. And somebody here was like, isn't that just a lethal injection? And I think it's the fucking Hail Mary drug is methylene blue. I've never seen it work though. I've never seen a patient that was administered methylene blue survive. Oh Jesus, pressure! Wait, does methylene blue actually give you serotonin syndrome? No way. The only time I've seen methylene blue given was for people that were like dead. They were barely alive. I'm looking at methylene blue side effects. There's oral methylene blue. Shortness of breath, diarrhea, dark urine. Cool. Oh yeah, Shmigma. You know, oh no, who voted for fucking Frontier? I know you guys are all in this lobby, so I'll stay, but I don't like Frontier that much anymore. I used to like it. I actually did see a medical miracle with a COVID patient once. It was, are we voting we re-queue? Brendan, Larry, do you guys have any opinions? Oh, Brendan is the one who voted for Frontier. Oh, you had sepsis and you got shot. Holy shit. The closest I ever got to death was when a rabid bat broke into my house. So, I guess we can stay. There's so much, unless the lobby dies. If it's a dead lobby, I'll re-queue. But since I know a lot of the people in the stream are here, I want to stay. A medical miracle I saw is we had a patient with severe COVID, and this patient was they were very sick before they even got COVID. We're talking like they already had like organ transplants and, you know, so like they had a lot of like, yeah, so they had severe like COVID sepsis or whatever, and we had them maxed out on the ventilator settings. They had a nitrous oxygen or whatever, the nitrate. What's the, I've only seen it a couple times. It's the supplemental oxygen that they give with ventilated patients when you're maxed out. I think it was like nitric or whatever. You started speaking gibberish. Ooh, rough. Yeah, that's not good. That's when the sepsis is really bad. That's when they get confused. You know, not max pressors, but we had like 2 or 3 pressors going. A lot of sedation. I don't think we had to paralyze them. We were getting really good vent compliance, so we didn't have them paralyzed. But even with like all this stuff going, we were proning them every single day. So for proning, for what those of y'all who don't know, you know how like a person usually lays in a hospital bed, right? Like you lay on your back. For COVID patients, usually every 12 hours, we actually flip them onto their stomach. And this person had about, you know, 10 IV lines going into their body. They were on a ventilator, and they were on a machine called CRRT, or continuous renal replacement. It's continuous dialysis, because their kidneys had stopped working completely, but their blood pressure was too low for normal dialysis. So they were getting a slow dialysis every single second of, every second pretty much. It's continuous. And this patient was on death's door. They were real sick. I remember the highest we could get their oxygen was like 86, 87. And I was working with the RT, and I was like, what else can we do for this patient? And they were like, there's nothing else we can do. And they ended up surviving. The patient ended up waking up, getting off the pressors, getting off the CRT, back to normal dialysis. They ended up getting a trach though, but they lived, and like they actually could communicate. They were writing to us and thanking us, and it was amazing because like we were certain they were gonna die because this was when I was still really new to the ICU experience, and they assigned me to this patient for several days so that way I could get really exposed to a lot of like severe, like I said, the really intense ICU treatment. And I'm like, to this day, that was like the few times I've witnessed a miracle. Yeah, no, it literally took, and not because like the patient was obese or anything, to flip this patient from being on their back to their stomach took about 10 people, because we had to have somebody on the IV lines, we had to have somebody on the CRT machine, we had to have somebody on the ventilator, and then we had to have 4 or 5 people just to flip the person themselves. So it was literally like an 8-9 person job. Nothing too permanent. I've seen people like shoot themselves in the head and survive with no deficits, so you never know what you're gonna see. It's kind of crazy. But then we had a family friend who she fell and like she tripped and she broke her leg, and she ended up getting a fatty embolism from her femur, went into her lungs and killed her. And it's crazy. Like somebody can survive getting shot in the head, but then another person dies because they tripped, even though they were only like in their 20s. Like that's crazy, the stuff you see in healthcare. Again, I'm sorry if this is too dark for anybody. We're more than happy. We can start talking about my weird saw obsession or some shit. I don't know. TF2 updates. Pyros trying to light shit on fire. Oh, we got not hot buttery cop porn. What? Oh. I definitely read a random page from Twilight. Okay, bet when we switch over, I will. Yes, I will read some Twilight for y'all once we win in Frontier, because everyone's gonna try their best. It might re-queue. This lobby definitely seems a little glitched because nobody has joined. More proof that nobody. Frontier used to be like a favorite map of mine to play. You gotta get enough points for a whole chapter. Twilight is such a comfort to me. Twilight and Grey's Anatomy. Because I've told you guys, this has been like, in my personal life, has been like an actual dumpster fire. I have binge watched like 6-7 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, and that show sucks. But like, it's so mind-numbing. I could just sit there and watch Grey's Anatomy for like, it's such a bad show. I can't recommend it. But I definitely can just sit there and keep watching it. Who's this? Who? No. I'm gonna get you. Matador. Who's this? Alright, I gotta get out of here. Too much. I lived. I get told I have good spine movement, so there y'all. fish allergy, and it's like the biggest tragedy of my life. I know! Sometimes I still eat seafood and I just deal with the massive stomachache. He doesn't know that I'm a spy. Ah, dude, not a good time. Wait, don't fucking, are you calling seafood a slop or lobster ravioli? Lobster ravioli is delicious, and I will argue that. See, I love ravioli. Ravioli, what's, give me the, ravioli, give me the formoli. What was the line from SpongeBob? And then Filthy Frank had the ravioli, what's in the pocketoli? I remember when I was like 15 and going through my cringe phase, I did a reenaction of that and then like put shit in my pocket and then violently ate it. So glad there's like no video recordings of that. Uh-oh. Oh. Dude, they're on the lookout for me. Wait, there's another sentry? Oh, medic's fully charged. Ah! Stop moving! I got a sapper on one of the sentries, though. Wait, what's happening? I've been lost in the sauce. Kindles to drink some hydration. Okay, wait, let's look at the scoreboard. Gummy, stop scoring! Guys, I'm finally doing good. It only took 3 hours of warming up, but we've done it. Larry, I still haven't forgotten about your stretch break. Did I tell you guys about what happened to my dad's cell phone? My dad, we're pretty sure my dad has, so, you know how ADHD is genetic? Pretty much everyone in my family has ADHD, except my mom. My mom definitely does not. My dad just is very spacey a lot of times, and he gives me the vibes. So anyway, they're in Florida right now, and my dad put his phone on top of their car, and then they fucking drove off. No! Robo Sapien! So he put his phone on top of the car and they drove off, right? And then when they were trying to find it, they did find my phone, and it was like pinging to the middle of a street. So they go around the street and they find the phone case, and the phone case is like obliterated, but they never found the cell phone, but they did find the crunched up phone case. So now my dad has like a temp phone, and he's very proud because it's got a Florida number, and he's like, look, I'm a true Floridian. I know, literally putting the phone on the car roof and then driving away. That's like something, like a shitty movie plot. I didn't, like, that's like next level forgetfulness. But then he always makes fun of me because I'm always checking to make sure my phone is either in my hand, in my purse, or in my pocket. Is this guy friendly, this scout, or should I murder him? Because, oh, brother, we're dying. Not a problem with your car. Okay, so you say that, but he does have a convertible, but they recently, because they moved to Florida, they recently bought a minivan, and now I've been making fun of them for being minivan owners. And, yeah. There you go. He should have kept the convertible instead of getting a frickin' minivan.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
What? Why do I keep having these almost backstabs and then just completely floundering? But yeah, guys, so when I disappear for the first week of October, I'm coming back. I'm just going on a much needed vacation. So don't fret and don't frown when I disappear in 3 weeks. I'll be on the Discord though. I'll get like pictures and stuff. Did we lose? Tragedy. Damn, I carried though. I just got dominated by a free-to-play engineer. I think this is the end of my TF2 career. Yeah, how about this? How about this? Should Cozy Boy become the streamer for a week while I go to Florida? He should just put on a... What he should do... We should get somebody where they put a fucking, like, the spy mask. You know how he gets, like, that cardboard cut out of the face? Just of my face over them. And they just pretend to be me for a week. Oh, my God. I might have to... We'll see. I don't know who I could ask to do that. You're right, the Twilight page. And I know I have to do... I can't do both the stretch break and the Twilight page. But we're gonna read a page of Twilight. We have 30 seconds. He smiled the crooked smile that I loved. I'll be back soon, he promised. His eyes flickered back to the porch, and then he leaned in to swiftly kiss me under the edge of my jaw. My heart lurched frantically, and I too glanced toward the porch. Billy's face was no longer impassive, and his hands clutched at the armrest of his chair. Soon, I stressed, as I opened the door and stepped out into the rain. I could feel his eyes on my back as I half ran through the light sprinkled through the porch. Hey, Billy. Hi, Jacob. I greeted them as cheerfully as I could manage. Charlie's gone for the day. I hope you haven't been waiting long. Not long, Billy said in a subdued tone. His black eyes were piercing. I just wanted to bring this up. He indicated a brown paper sack resting on his lap. Thanks, I said, though I had no idea what it could be. Why don't you come in for a minute and dry off? I pretended to be oblivious to his intense scrutiny as I unlocked the door and waved them in ahead of me. Here, let me take that, I offered, turning to shut the door. I allowed myself one last glance at Edward. He was waiting, perfectly still. His eyes saw him play. I gotta finish reading the Twilight! There we go. You'll want to put it in the fridge, Billy noted as he handed me the package. It's some of Harry Clearwater's homemade fish fry, Charlie's favorite. There you go. Now I read a random page of Twilight and we can play TF2. People will see good spy gameplay and know it's not you. Did you guys feel enlightened by that page of Twilight? I missed the fucking start of the game because of it. Oh. Oh. Alright, watch this, boys. No! Alright, I was really hoping to get a pyro for the Silent Hill 2 remake. How many people feel violated after I read Twilight to them, just out of curiosity? Is that tempo? It's been a hot minute. No! Oh! Come on, come on, come on. Man the door. Ah! No, 3 HP. But we got the medic. Yeah, did you guys feel rizzed by Edward Cullen? I'm into pale men that stalk women. Or, you know, thinking of my Venn diagram I made about my fictional loves. A lot of my friends say that if you make a fictional or you make a Venn diagram about the fictional characters you have a crush on, you might have a mental problem. And I really don't have an argument against that, unfortunately. Oh, beautiful stab on punch wrap right there. Ah, run. All right, we're good, we're good, we're good. That was a spicy page. See, I think it's better for you guys because I imagine there's not a lot of overlap between TF2 and Twilight enjoyers. So you have no context for any of that. Ugh! I really was hoping that was going to be a backstab on that pyro, and I absolutely fumbled it. Hospital Bomber has joined Team Blue? What on earth? Even though I was late to starting this round because I was reading Twilight, I'm still top scoring. There's a spy! He's not me! Oh my gosh. Alright. He's... Okay. You know what? I'm not the biggest Frontier enjoyer. I'm staying because my buddy voted... Oh, yeah? Boom. I got revenge! There's a pyro freaking the fuck out over there.